Hamilton police are investigating a fire that broke out early today in a tent in Gage Park. The fire raising new concerns around tent encampments in Hamilton and the city's handling of the encampments. Al Sweeney is following the story for us tonight and joins us live with the details. Al.
Matt, people in the park tell us there were 8 people associated with this one very large tent structure where the fire broke out. We're told none of them were there at the time and there are no injuries, but there are plenty of other concerns. The Hamilton Fire Department got the call just after 8 in the morning. A fire in a tent in a group of trees in Gage Park near Main Street. The street had to be closed for a time for the fire trucks. People familiar with the park today said it wasn't a regular structure of a tent or a number of tents together.
They were mostly made of makeshift style tents, not your regular tents like tarps and whatever else that they had. And they also had a pile of lumber and everything else in there that they were using to prop up the sides of it.
Some people in the park told us there were 2 explosions, suspecting they were propane tanks blowing up. Neighborhood resident Andrew Selman says there were regularly bicycles around the tent.
It was about 30 feet of tarp raised up about 12 to 20 feet in the tree, really high. I would see bikes go in there on a daily basis.
People are afraid to go to the park.
Others in the neighborhood say people are being scared away from the park by the encampments.
I don't think we can have them in parks where we have children playing, where we have older people that live across the street from that park going for walks, and now they're afraid to do that.
Mayor Andrea Horvath says the fire is a signal that the city has to address its encampment protocol, with City Council expected to consider designated locations for encampments next month.
I'm hopeful that September 18th will show us the path forward to reduce the pressure on the community parks and other public spaces and create space where people can have the things that they need while they await proper housing and supports. So things like showers, things like facilities for laundry.
With City Councillor Matt Francis calling for an enforcement-first approach.
If we don't get serious as a council on this issue is going to continue. We're going to continue seeing fires in these encampments. We're going to continue seeing needles in our playgrounds where our children are playing, and it's got to stop. An enforcement-first approach looks like if you're in a park, you're not allowed to live in a park. You're not allowed to live where there's children playing. You're not allowed to do drugs outside of a playground or inside of a playground.
While that debate goes on, a social media posting before the fire said there was a bonfire in Gage Park last night, and there are other reports of flames in the park at other times. The mayor says things like bonfires are going too far.
That's just wholly not acceptable. That's wholly not acceptable.
So the police haven't released any information about their investigation into this fire. The fire department says the cause has not been determined. Matt?